Well, maybe first of all I should say that there is no such thing as history. History does not exist. There is no such thing as history, there's only historians. You cannot visit history, you can't go there and prove anything or disprove anything. And the witnesses of history are subjective opinions about textual writing historians. Remarkably, which I always find rather strange and unhappy, is the fact that most of our attitudes towards history are not about images, they're about text. And there are hundreds and thousands of historians all over the world in every language giving you their opinion. So history's only an opinion. There's nothing to prove. You might say there are documents, and are the documents truthful? But again, you know that most historians are liars. Georgian history of notions of the Soviet Union are rather different from those in Italy and America, and certainly in the UK. There is a feeling, isn't there, that, you know, from Julius Caesar to Winston Churchill, they might be very good writers, but they're not telling you the truth. They're making vested interest. Julius Caesar wanted to prove he was a great general, so all the victories are put together in such a way as to support him. And Winston Churchill, who's a very engaging leader, of course, and certainly a good writer, again, is talking about himself. One of the greatest works, I think, in the English literature in the UK is The Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire by Gibbon. It's a big classic consideration, apparently, of the decline and fall, indeed, of the Roman Empire. But really, it's not about the Roman Empire at all. It's about the British Empire. So all history is written with a vested interest, and you cannot believe it. I sincerely believe you cannot believe it. I think it's entertaining to read, and I read a huge amount of history, and I'm fascinated by it, but I don't for a moment believe it. It's all a convention that we organize to support our comfort zone. And I think also, you know, that we could say that maybe history is only a branch of literature. I think in the 19th century, certainly in the English context, everybody learnt their history from the English novel, Walter Scott, for example. And now I suppose everybody learns their history from the cinema, Ridley Scott, Walter Scott to Ridley Scott. But again, you know, that's all the support of the notion, indeed, that history is only a branch of literature. So that's my sort of opening statement in answer to your question. So don't let's believe that there's anything called reality. There isn't. And cinema certainly doesn't purvey it. And I don't really believe there's any such thing as a historical truth. So the field is open, and I can be as valuable or as non-valuable as anybody else. I have been studying Eisenstein, I think, ever since I was an art student in London in the 1950s. And